with apologies for inconvenience caused to everybody because of some technical issues. We tried to address and still those technical issues are haunting us like epidemic, and we are in control now. Inshallah, this will go on smoothly. Now we have rectified all the technical problems. Now we are in complete control, inshallah. Thank you for your patience and hope this entire event will go smoothly. To cut short my speech, I would like to speak a lot about this batch, otherwise I won't be doing any justice as a principal or head of the school. I'm honored to present this year's welcome speech for our class of 2020 graduates. I am especially proud of this year's senior class. All the class, grade 12 students, you have been exemplary in many ways, but you have always been very modest about what you have achieved. I do encourage you to display and celebrate your accomplishments a lot more often. This was a class of many high achievers because several of you had high scores and audience, parents, executive management members, my dear staff members, you will witness towards the end of this ceremony how many of this class of 2020 graduates will come forward to receive their best accomplishments on this day. Dear graduates, each one of you has gone beyond yourself to contribute to the school or the educational programs. Members of this class also worked diligently to plan activities and projects for your juniors as well as for your class. Especially, I remember as a grade 12, you came together to present on the eve of UAE National Day a beautiful, beautiful play, which was well appreciated when you went outside and presented there also. Yes, the class of 2020 has shown a great deal of initiative right from the beginning. You are the ones who planned your own senior council, you planned your own senior celebrations, and you politely and responsibly advocated on behalf of your class. This is a class that will make great strides and reach their goals. They will do this all without calling attention to themselves. They will also align their goals with what they believe is the best for all. Dear parents, really you should be a proud parents. Having this kind of batch, this kind of children who makes you feel proud through their achievements, through their accomplishments. Really, I admire the whole student council, especially grade 12 students who came forward to lead, learn, and proceed. As a group, this class has diligently forged ahead to complete their studies with minimal complaint or fanfare. It is a truly understand and humble group, yet their talents, values, and work ethics are to be celebrated. This is a group that quietly gets on with things without fanfare or need for adulation. In my experience, it is those quiet hard workers such as these students who tend to reach the pinnacle of success. I would like to remind everybody here for their love, for the supporting staff they rendered. One day full fun kind of activities and exempted them from the work, routine work that make them very happy, that brought cheers and they appreciated well. Real, this kind of acts really makes this class a great batch to remember for longer time. Their understated tenacity is indeed admirable. They may not want to shine the spotlight on themselves, but these individuals deserve to have the spotlight shown on them, for they have worked hard, overcome obstacles, and they have helped each other. They have shared notes, information, and tips as to how to best achieve their goals. Not only this, some of these grade 12 students have peer tutored the younger ones from grade 7 and 8. Those accomplishments you will get in detail little later when they are coming forward to receive their achievements. It is truly a generous group in their support and thoughtfulness regarding each other. I have so much to speak about this, but I don't want to take much more time because already we kept you waiting for quite a long time with our technical difficulties. Once again, I apologize for all the audience and especially I thank teachers and I would like to share two aspects, two initiatives what school has taken up. One is recently we have reviewed and we included in our plan, our management has generous enough to come with a strategic plan to appoint Mr. Amin Hamdan, who was working with Focal Point Consultancy. Now he will be a new group academic officer who will be leading all academic teams across the school. I welcome Mr. Hamdan on board. And with his induction, already we felt the support, the guidance, the direction to achieve excellence and provide best possible learning outcomes to all our students. Dear parents, your valuable support, your valuable cooperation all through this distance learning has contributed Align Juniors to achieve best possible result in recent ADEC evaluation report. We were judged as developing in imparting distance learning. So that achievement is to be shared with the parents because you became partners with the school and supported all our teaching staff, all the school workers, and all of us with your double role. You are working as well as monitoring as well as supporting in all the ways. Really, we are grateful to your support and we would look forward to see this kind of partnership continues in future. I wish all the parents of this class of 2020 congratulations for your child's success, and on this day when your child is graduating, we pray that all of them will achieve a ladder of success in all future endeavors. Thank you. Once again, apologies for inconvenient cause.
Thank you, sir, for those inspiring words. I take immense pleasure in requesting the Managing Director, Ms. Tanveer Arshad, a role model with exceptional leadership qualities and strategic vision, to address the gathering.
Uh, Thank you so much, Hamda and Rekha, for welcoming me. Am I audible? Can you all hear me? Okay.
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum and good evening to all of you, and especially to Natalie, who is the specialist from ADIC. And I didn't have a chance to meet you anytime, but well, I have heard a lot about you, and thank you so much for taking your time off to attend this meet, and particularly at the time when evenings, Thursday evenings, normally you get busy with many of your personal affairs, but then I understand. Thank you so much for, and welcome you, to this gathering. I also want to take this opportunity to welcome, although Mr. Ghaffar, the principal, has welcomed the parents, but this is a very special occasion for me to address them and just to really show my gratitude for how they have been, how they have dealt with the whole of this very strange and very unusual situation during this time, and have been a pillar of support, an anchor for your children and for your children's school by supporting us and supporting your kids to show them direction, to show them the positivity, which they require and which they need at this point of time. There are two ways, things could have been done, and you have done a wonderful job as we see those effects on your children during the COVID, the lockdown situation. How many activities they took up, how many things they have done, which is amazingly beautiful, and I really cannot appreciate the children and their parents enough for encouraging them to do this. So this is a very important factor that all around, through you open up the TVs, you spread out the newspapers, you see all the dreadful the situation or the news around yourself. But during this time, to hold on to your self and to have faith in yourself. And within the home situation, also many of the parents, have lost their jobs, and many of the households, they have lost the lives of their very dear and near ones, and the inability to be there at their side is something which can make anyone go out of their wits. But then it is something which I really appreciate your parents have given this kind of taken charge, and so what you have done now is what you have taught during this time is a real game changer. So this is what you have instilled in your students, in your children, is something which is going to go a long way in towards their approach towards their life in the future, inshallah. So we all look forward to for your children's brighter and the better future. So at this time, let me put it on record to congratulate you and to thank you and to show my gratitude as parents, who have supported your children, but then on the other by supporting the school in the indirect way. Well, graduates, today you'll be given loads of advice. Everyone who picks up the mic is going to talk to you about how to be focused, how to be determined, and how to let not miss out any opportunities in life. So I started wondering, but then these are all very, very important things which you have to check them in, because you would be needing them in the future. Well, I did wonder that what exactly do I speak about to this particular batch of students, which, as you heard Mr. Ghaffar was saying, this is an exceptional batch. This is an exceptional batch, and we have witnessed many, or scores of things like, which the qualities in your group of this batch of 2020 is something like, which has to be taken as an example for the following batches. And we would remember you for a very long time, children. And as I said that, what do I talk about to the children who have already, at that stage of maturity, that you to give advice to them has to be a good advice. I mean, you can't talk about focus, and you're a very focused group. You can't be talking about the determination. You're a very highly determined group, and you talk about the hard work. You're a hard-working lot, and we love you for this, and we love you for everything, like what you have been doing all along in the previous years. So it was just, it was a kind of I threw a few questions upon myself that, during this COVID time, like, when I spent some time with myself, which we hardly get to do that. So we were thinking that, what exactly is all about our existence? Why are we here? What are we doing here? And I can go on talking about it, but then just to cut it short, in simple two reasons why we are here is, one is, of course, like, we all coming from whichever religion. I'm not. This is not about religion. Not about religiosity, but this is about your own self, about your life. So you are being created for, according to my own opinion, for two reasons. One is to recognize to your creator, and to be to show the gratitude, and to be aware that what exactly this Almighty who has created us requires from us. So that is the reason two. So in the reason one, when you recognize your Almighty, what brings out in you is the thankfulness, the gratitude, the truthfulness, the love, and the compassion, and the integrity, and all these are the salient features, I should say, for as a foundation for any life, or for any of us, for that matter. And we have reached these ages, and we have formed our own selves to be, whether we belong to which of the categories. Everyone has already come to an understanding about it. But for you children, it is now you're beginning your life. Now, at this point of time, so this being the foundation, the second reason why we're all here is nothing else but to kind of support and take care of his creation, or make way, or make the creation of the Lord, that's your surrounding, the people around you, the animals around you, the plants around you, and all these. So this is something what you can do for them. What you can do for them. That's the second reason. Now, it's the reason why we were all distressed during the lockdown was we were not able to see each other. And what's so important about seeing each other? Why should we see each other? And why should we meet each other? And there is no other reason other than there is a chemistry you must understand about your own self. When you meet each other, and when you hug each other, when you smile at each other, when you look into the eyes of each other, there is something like which is created, which is released, an enzyme within you, and which makes you happy. That's an happy enzyme. That's called as exocytin, and we all long for it. The reason why you are here, now that you have finished your graduation, you have finished your course, your degrees are here, and we could have just sent it across to you. We could have just sent it through the driver, to you. But then we said, no, we want to see the children. We want to see them in their faces. We want to look at their eyes. And the only thing we are not able to do is to hug you, which we normally used to do. And that's not happening. But then, you know what? When you receive the certificate, when you receive what your principal spoke about you just now, you know, the kind of like, you know, what you felt within yourself is that chemistry which brings you here. It's because of that your parents are here. And now within a moment, when you receive your certificates, your parents, you see the tears flowing from their eyes. And that's nothing but the serotonin which is released within you. And that is the happiness, you know, which is what everyone needs. So you bunch of graduates, you're here because you're addicted to that drug. You're addicted to that, and you want to feel that happiness within yourselves. So you're here, and we are more than you that, you know, when you receive that kind of applause, and when you receive, and when somebody talks good about you, you know, that happiness what you get is something beautiful. It's the same thing when you give to others. When you're crossing a street, you hold on to somebody's hand and you help the person to cross the street. The kind of happiness what you give to the person, the kind of happiness what you get for yourself, and the kind of happiness what the others who are looking at you, you know, they get that rush of serotonin, is something which is all about what God wants us to do in this world. For that is the second reason why we are here. So make friends, and you've got, so that's what I said. So this group or this batch particularly is the batch, like, you know, who has all these qualities, who has the quality of helping nature, coming forward, do something good for the others, to bring out the best from the others. Why do you think people like you? Do you have an answer? Do you know why people like you? Because the people like you because of the feeling of themselves when in your presence. How they feel about themselves is something which keeps bringing you back, bringing them back to you, and bringing them, and that tells you that, you know, how much the person loves you. So it's because of these reasons that each one of us, we want to come to close to each other. We want to work together. We want to accomplish things together, and we want to see that, you know, what we can create a world like which is together, with togetherness, what can be built. I hope you're getting me. Yes. Mehreen is smiling, so I think she gets a bit of it. Yes. Yes. I told Mr. Omar Farooq that I cannot speak unless I have the faces of my children in front of me. And I'm so happy that Muntaha is here, Mehreen is here. And so I know that they are listening to me. And well, I wanted to just put it across, saying that what the kind of feelings you create or you give to the others by being what you are, or the kind of person you want to be, that is all about life. That's all about life. And when you understand, that, and when you get into any kind of a job, and you know something, you just the 15% of what you have learned all your life, of your life as of now, in your chemistry, biology, English, and mathematics, and the ICT, and all of it, is only 15% of it is going to be used in the future. 85% of us is the human chemistry, human psychology, and human physiology. It's all about that. Hamda, thank you for being here, looking at me, because I have three faces now in front of me. Well, so it's these things, like, you know, which make your career. If you want to climb up the ladder, you hold on to these things. The first foundation I spoke about, that's if you have to show gratitude to the Almighty for sending you here, for creating you, then those are the few things about what we spoke about. The second reason why we are here, you are going to make the lives of the people around you wonderful, beautiful. And whoever, that's very good. Sheikha also is here. Thank you. So these are the ones. So these are the people who make you happy because of your good acts and because of your helping nature, because you want them to win, because you want them to climb and you want their life to be happy. So because of that, you're drinking yourself huge amounts of serotonin. You're making the others drunk, with that kind of a feeling of serotonin, and you're making the happiness, around yourself, which is great. When you start working with people around you, then what happens is, this is what you will see, that, you would want to work for free. Because the kind of happiness you get out of that work, of togetherness, of helping each other, of understanding each other, of doing things for each other, will push you up to a different level. You won't wait till the end of the month to get that, the accomplishment or the happiness, the dose of happiness, because every day you're being fed by that. You understand what I'm saying? Yes. So you require to know that that's the only thing to go forward, and that's the only thing to keep yourself happy, because by end of the day, what exactly you require, or we all, are looking for, is happiness. And happiness is something which does not come in some kind of the visuals of a car and a home, and all those things are necessary, right? But happiness is something which has to happen every moment. You can't wait till a certain moment that after I reach that, I'm entitled to get happiness. After I do this, I will get happiness. No, you're doing it every minute of the day. Everything, when you get up to do something, you'll take care, you'll see to it that it is something else. Like Ahmed Aziz, welcome. So it is something that, you're helping somebody. You're doing something good to somebody. And then, what happens in the repercussions, the ripples effect of that is a beautiful effect. And so you take happiness wherever you go. You bring the pleasure wherever you go. Just the people should recognize you as, when the child comes in, or when this person walks in, this is a bright sunlight, comes into my home, comes in my life, is something like, what people should be talking about. I wrote something else, but I'm saying something else. It's always been the case with me. So I don't know what I wrote. Yes. So forget about it. So what I wrote, I really do not know. But then I caught on to some idea, and then I'm saying it now to you. So you have been amazingly good kids, and you have done amazingly good things in your student life. And when you look back into your to your alma mater, years later, then you should be carrying some very good memories, and the very fond memories, which you should have with you. And talking about why do we talking about that happiness factor, and do you know why we have this ceremony of lighting the candle? It's lighting. We want to see that glow on your face, that happiness on your face when the candle is handed over to you. The things which I always used to whisper in you, saying you have got this ability and you'll have to move on, taking this light forward and taking this. I think somebody is asking me to stop talking.
No,
Okay.
no, no, no. No, go
Uh,
ahead.
so some messages were there. So I was thinking that have I been speaking for too long?
No, no, it's okay. You can go ahead, ma'am. It's your students.
No, it's just about another 2 minutes or so. So those are the good things, like those that builds in, that instills the kind of confidence within yourself, what you have, that yes, I am responsible now. I'm going to take this candle, take this light, take this brightness of this knowledge, what I have gathered, what I have learned. It's not just like, what you hear from the teachers. The education is never taught. The subjects are never, taught or told you to do that. What education is all about absorbing your environment. What you absorb from your environment is what makes you the kind of human, the kind of person you are, and you would be in the future. And that's something like, which you choose for yourself. What kind of a person would you like to be, or would you want to be? There is something like, which somebody sent across, a good friend of mine, and which I wanted to read it out to you. Let me see. And it's beautiful because when you have to take back something that, what did my MD speak about? You would have just a few things. Arib, hi. So it's what did my MD speak about? When on our graduation, she spoke about only two things. One is about why we are created, for two reasons, and first reason and the second reason, that's it. But one takeaway from what I'm talking about here is that this is a story about the super metaphorical exposition of the level of preparedness in your life. How well are you prepared is something, this is a story about it. And after this, I promise I'm going to end. So years ago, a farmer owned a land along the Atlantic Sea coast. He constantly advertised for hired hands. Most people were reluctant to work on farms along the Atlantic. They dreaded the awful storms that raged across the Atlantic, wreaking havoc on the buildings and the crops. As the farmer interviewed applicants for the job, he received a steady stream of refusals. Finally, a short, thin man, well past middle age, approached the farmer. "Are you a good farm hand?" the farmer asked him. "Well, I can sleep when the wind blows," answered the little man. "I can sleep when the wind blows." Although puzzled by his answer, the farmer, desperate for help, hired him. The little man worked well around the farm, busy from dawn to dusk, and the farmer felt satisfied with the man's work. Then one night, the wind howled loudly in the farm from the shore. Then, jumping out of the bed, the farmer grabbed a lantern and rushed next door to the hired hand's sleeping quarters. He shook the little man and yelled, "Get up, a storm is coming. Tie things down before they blow away." The little man rolled over in the bed and said firmly, "No, sir, I told you, I can sleep when the wind blows." Enraged by the response, the farmer was tempted to fire him on the spot. Instead, he hurried outside to prepare for the storm. To his amazement, he discovered that all of the haystacks had been covered with tarpaulins. The cows were in the barn, the chickens were in the coops, and the doors were barred. The shutters were tightly secured. Everything was tied down. Nothing could blow away. The farmer then understood what his hired hand meant. So he returned to his bed to also sleep while the wind blew. Good story? So when you're prepared spiritually, mentally, and physically, you have nothing to fear. Can you sleep when the wind blows through your life? Is that takeaway question from me to you this evening. Okay. So the trials and the tribulations in your life, and we do our best to understand, accept, and implement the principles learned by us. We will experience a deep sense of security, peace, and joy from within if you understand the above story. So we'll then be able to sleep when the wind blows. So I wish you all the best, and I wish no wind blows in your life. I wish even if the wind blows, you are secured, you are prepared, and you can do everything in your life like in which you have learned so far. And I congratulate you, children. I'm about to say, your children, yes, compared, to me, you'll always be a child, children of mine. But then the grown-ups, the young ladies and gentlemen, the graduates of 2020, it's very, very hard to bid you farewell because you'll be very, very dearly, you're going to be missed. And all the best to you in the future, and stand up. This alma mater, the doors of this school are always open for you. Walk in anytime, advise us, talk to us, share your experiences, and give advice to your youngsters. Thank you so much, and wish you all the best.